Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at a very handy prepper tool, and that is a small thermoelectric fridge from AstroAI. Hey everybody, welcome back. So you may not ever think about keeping things cool when you first start prepping, when you first start getting your food, your water, you're just kind of starting out. And maybe you can't afford a big, huge RV 12-volt fridge or even a dorm fridge. But something like this is extremely affordable. These are in the $40 range, so you really can't beat, $30 to $40 if you shop around on Amazon. I have tried a bunch of these out. And I have to say, out of all the ones I've tried, this has probably been the one that gets the coldest and works the best. I've had absolutely no issues with this whatsoever. It's been running out here for quite a while now, about a week and a half or 2 weeks. And I've had it plugged in. I plugged it in this morning because I didn't have anything in it. I plugged it in this morning, I don't know, about 10 minutes ago or so, just to let it cool down to show you how cold it gets. Now, why as a prepper might you want one of these? Well, first of all, if you're on some kind of medication that requires refrigeration and the power goes out, that's going to be a huge help, isn't it? There's tons of other reasons. You could have even a small amount of food that requires refrigeration in here. Again, they're not huge, but for meds and for batteries and things like that, they're definitely a good idea. I'll show you what it looks like inside real quick, and then we'll explain exactly what this is. Now, some people will call this a refrigerator. It isn't a refrigerator, okay? It's something called a thermoelectric cooler or warmer. This will heat up as well, too, so if you need to keep something hot, it'll work very well, too. Thermoelectric cooling uses the Peltier effect to create a heat flux at the junction of two different types of materials. So inside this, in the back there, you'll have two plates of different types of materials. There'll be an electric current passed between the two, and it will transfer heat or cool from one side to the other. So what this does is it just emphasizes whatever side that is hot or cold to either heat or cool. So it is not a standard compressor refrigerator. However, it does keep things very, very cool. Now, the rule of thumb on these is they cool about 40 degrees lower than ambient temperature. So as a general rule, if it's 80 degrees outside, this will get down to 40 inside. So again, it's not refrigeration, but if you need something to stay cold, like medications, that's definitely a neat way to go. I was thinking of putting my antibiotics in this and running it in my storeroom, to be honest with you. It's just a good idea to have them cooler at a cooler temperature. But I am going to test it a little bit longer before I do that. All in all, I've never had any problems with any of these, really. I have 4 different types, and out of the 4, this one has gotten the coldest for me. And like I said, I've had it plugged in here 5 or 10 minutes now. So they will do about 40 degrees below ambient temperature. They will warm up to 150 degrees. Regardless of ambient temperature, they will get hot, okay? 4 liters of capacity inside, so you could think about like a 6-pack. Medications, anything like that, you want to stick in here, you can do that. There is another neat feature on these. They can be run on AC or DC. Right now I have it plugged into power. You see my little power strip back there. But we're going to test it out with that. So you can connect this to your car. So if you're traveling in a situation where maybe you have to bug out and you got to keep your insulin, medication, whatever, cold, another neat way to do it. I have tested this in a vehicle. We used it for a trip, oh God, I want to say about 2 years ago. Not this particular one, a different one. And it worked very well in the vehicle. You just put it in there, plug it into your cigarette lighter plug. Again, keep it running when the car is running. You don't want to leave this running when your car is not running. If you're going to be out of the car for 2 or 3 hours, you'll kill your car's battery. You want this to run pretty much off the recharging from the alternator to the battery. Now, another neat thing about this is it's extremely quiet. I don't know if you can hear that. I'll turn it around so you can see. I really don't know if you can hear that. I hate leaving dead air on my videos, but you get the idea. It's very, very quiet. So if you're running this in a grid down situation and you don't necessarily want the whole world to know you're running it, it's not going to be heard. In your vehicle, it won't be annoying. There's no real loud noise with it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to open it up, and we're going to take a heat gun here and test it out. It's 73 in here now, the temperature outside, I mean. And that's showing it's down to 51. Can you see that? 51 already. Get it off the top there. Oh, wow, yeah, it's dropping now. down to 43. So within 5 minutes, that's gotten pretty darn cold. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to plug this in. We're going to see how much this drains, because I'm going to plug it into a power station, and we're going to see how much power this drains, because I know they're in the 30 to 40 range, maybe 45, 46 watts, maybe 38 watts, depending. We're going to see how much power this drains, and I'm going to let you know about a sale on that power station too that's coming up. But I want to give you a little bit of information on these. Now these weigh about 2.4 pounds. They're not heavy at all, as you can tell. Nice little handle on there. The handle is thin plastic, but this is not a heavy unit, so you're not going to break this thing off carrying it. It's no problem at all. The dimensions are about 9.65 inches by 7.8 by 10.3. And it is definitely a small and compact unit. And as you can tell, if you look inside there, there's more than enough room. I mean, this thing comes out too. So there's more than enough room to store all your meds in there or whatever you want to keep cold. I know nursing mothers, if you're nursing and you need to put your breast milk away, something like this, definitely handy thing for grid down situations. So let me set it up, see how much power this thing is using, and I'll bring you back when that's done. Alright, so we're getting a good baseline here about what this will draw. I see 34 watts total. It'll run it for 15 hours. And for those of you wondering, this is the Opus power station that I recently reviewed that came with the kit, the solar panels and all that. And they're having a sale on it. If you just want the station alone, you're going to save $200. Okay? And I'll put that link down below for where you can pick this up. If you want the whole kit that I showed, you're going to save $300. So instead of it being like 14 something, you're going to get it for $11.99. That's $300 off. It's valid till November 14th, so don't forget to check that out. Just as a side note. But you can see this is very efficient. You got 15 hours worth of running time here. 33 watts drawn. I mean, you can't beat that. It's barely running any power at all. Now, like we said, it's not going to be a refrigerator. It's not going to freeze things. I am going to move this around a little bit. And we're going to get another reading here to make sure this thing is still working, but you saw the green LED on the back. Now to switch this over from hot to cold, you've got a cool button here, okay? And that's the green light. And you also have the red light over here to warm. So I just pushed this button over. Now I'm trying to get a reading, so of course I don't want to do that just yet. I will show you that in a second. But I want to see about how long this will take to get to extremely cold inside. And it was already in the 40s, and we did have to unplug it to try it out there. But let's see what we're getting on it. 39 degrees. So that's pretty impressive for such a small little unit. Now again, it is 73 degrees inside the garage here, so it's not super freezing, super hot out here. But if I wanted to, say, keep this out here and maybe store my emergency medication or something in it, or maybe even store some cold water in it, it would definitely be up to the task. So you got to remember, it's not a refrigerator, it's a thermoelectric cooler, and that's why it's very efficient and will keep your stuff cold at about 40 degrees other than outside of the ambient temperature. All right, let me move this out of the way and we'll finish up. All right, so that's pretty much it for the video. These run $43.99, so for $44 you get yourself some reliable emergency backup refrigeration, or even refrigeration you can use every day. If you want to store some batteries, I know everybody likes to keep them in the freezer. I just keep them in my storeroom because my storeroom's always really cold. But everybody likes to store batteries in a refrigerator. Well, there's a good way to do it. You can keep medications in here that need refrigeration. You can even keep your over-the-counter stuff in here to keep it fresher for a longer period of time. So it's definitely worthwhile checking out. They are plentiful all over Amazon. But out of the ones that I have tried, this one seems to get down the coldest. I've never seen any others that I have get down into the 30s. And as you saw the previous time, oh well, let's redo it. It got down to 39.2. Let me get it in there and point it. There we go. There we go. All right, so it's showing 42 now because I had the door open when I was moving it. But you get the idea. I mean, that's more than cold enough for anything you want to store in there. And don't forget, too, that the inside here, you can pull this out very easily, like that. Just yank it out, and you've got all that room inside there to do that. So they tell you to leave the door closed. Again, I've been opening and closing it for demo. But definitely leave the door closed as much as possible. You don't want to connect this directly to a 24-volt lighter socket. It's a 12-volt device. Make sure you remember that. If you're driving a vehicle, it has 24-volt sockets in it. Other than that, you're good to go. I really do like it. I am very pleased with it. And for the price, You can't beat it. You know, to have portable little a form of refrigeration and heating at the same time. We don't always talk about heating because to preppers, we want to keep things cold, especially food and medicines. But to keep something warm in there, you know, if you cook up a meal and you want to keep it warm for, say, a couple hours because you're going to eat more of it later, you can do that too, and you can save food that way. You can eat your leftovers and they're not nasty and hot and nasty and cold and stale. You can keep them warm. So definitely a cool little thing. This is the AstroAI Thermoelectric Fridge. That's why I feel a prepper might be interested in picking one of these up. We are going to leave this out here for pretty much for my cold water. I have another one inside that does my, and it's a dorm fridge that runs on 12 volts, that does my medications and anything I have in there. I like to keep my, at least my antibiotics and stuff cold, so that's what I use that for. But all in all, this is perfect for that, and it's a handy little thing too. And if you're bugging out and you need to keep something cool, it will run off the 12 volts in your car. I did forget to test that out, but we know it works. I've tried it before, so you get the idea. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. I'll put a link down below to this and to that power station deal that's going on. You don't want to miss that out. That's valid till the 14th of the month, November 14th, that is. And that, you know, makes it an awesome Christmas gift, too. Don't forget to check out all our links down below. We actually have merch links down there now. If you're interested in getting a t-shirt or a sweatshirt, hey, excellent way to support the channel. You can check them out down there. We have our Amazon affiliate store as well down there. Our freeze-dried wholesalers link. If you click that link, you're going to save 15%. Just click on that link, go there, save 15% on anything he has in stock. He has a huge, wide variety of food items that are freeze-dried that you can reheat, that you can hydrate and reheat, and they are good stuff. Trust me, we've done enough cooking videos, and we're going to do more. I have some more stuff coming in for him for my own personal preps that I'm going to be doing a little stuff with. I always order 2 of things so we can test one on the channel and I can put one away. Don't forget to check out our My Patriot Supply link as well. That's preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com. They have some awesome deals on bulk storage food right now at the moment. You can pick them up. It's a kit, good for 4 months, 3 months, whatever, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. They have tons of different kits there, so check that out. And our Thrive Life freeze-dried store. For those of you consultants, we do have some deals this month. For those of you on delivery customers, we also have some deals. You should have gotten those emails. If not, we're going to do a Thrive video soon, so I'll bring them out and show you them there. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared. Just a little bonus footage at the end. I actually got it down to 36. Let's try that again. 37.8. All right, folks, take care.